good evening, good morning, good something, everybody. My name is CyberDark86. We are here for our Dragon Warrior Randomizer 2023 Winter League preview show. And with me today is Aaron to you too.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Since that's the one you missed.
That's the one. Yeah, okay. We have our slideshow here ready to go. It's our previews of all the flags we're going to have. Uh, a summary of all the flags we're going to have. And at the end of all this summary, we're going to have a reveal of all of our groups for week one.
Yeah, absolutely. Get those chaos emotes out in chat. Everyone get excited. This is, we're going to make y'all wait for a little bit as we just go over everything, make sure anyone who's confused will know exactly what we're doing. And then we'll see our groups for week one.
So without further ado, once I adjust this music. Hey, it's a format.
Yes, this is an 8-week league. We have 5-week regular season where I'm saying a little over half of our players are probably not getting past that. But that's just how it goes. That's how it goes with any sporting event. So we have 5 weeks. The flag sets are determined. Who you are facing is not determined yet, except for week one. You will not know until week by week who we're matched up with. 3 weeks of playoffs, for the top 16 players from the league. And yeah, there we go. I think everything else on screen describes itself.
Right, I think at the moment we're using 3.0.2 beta, I think, where we've had a couple of changes to the randomizer within the last month or so.
Yes, if it does get updated to the full release, we will switch over to that. But yeah, from now on, I think we have 4 weeks that utilize the beta as it is right now.
So every week is going to be 3 or 4 player races with points awarded for each placement in each race. I believe we have 40 contenders, so that is 10 equal teams or groups.
Yeah, so at least for week 5, assuming nothing unfortunate happens, we will have 5 points for first place, 3 for second, 2 for third, and 1 for fourth. If we end up with a 3-person group, we just cut out the 1 point for fourth. And so it's a free point. Everyone's in that. So it's good luck, except when it comes to positional tiebreakers, which involve your strength of schedule, and having one less person on your schedule does not help.
Okay, week 1. Now, we've had these flags out for a while for people to practice, so everyone's familiar with them, at least I would hope so. But just for the people watching then that haven't practiced or, looked at it until today, week 1 is Underground Jungle, is what we're calling it.
Yes, this week out of maybe all of them has the most interesting combination of flags, at least in my opinion, because it involves things like randomized chest locations, but not shuffled chests, which means that areas that do not ever get shuffled when it comes to the random chest locations don't apply. So the throne room will always be gold, torch, and actually more gold because keys are disabled. And our 3 overworld search spots are always armor and hawksness, token in the overworld search spot, and the fairy flute and coal.
No flutes required, of course.
You'd be a fool not to get the flute.
Agreed. We also, though, have a very small map. It is a randomized map. It's going to be very, very small. And stair shuffle, which is going to be fun because stairs can go anywhere.
Yes, and if it is not obvious from looking at it, the summer sale and treasure guards are tri-stated. So some of the gear will be 30 to 70% off, but you won't know until you get to the shop. And treasure guards mean that any of our 5 key items, actually it'll be 4 because the armor will be guarded by a normal guardian, but wherever the harp, the stones, the token, and the sword are, has a 50% chance of having a treasure guard, which is a mid-gear enemy, but that can range from a gold man to a green dragon. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Now, at least you know where. Well, Actually, finding the token could be really cool. I think I watched you one day find the token by just walking over it and trying to run. And it's like, oh, there it is.
Yes, that can happen. It's we have a very small map, and being able to determine that would be pretty lucky. But without very small map, easy access to armor, the fact that the token is going to be in the overworld, you're probably not too concerned about that because it's not going to take you very long to just pop into Cantlin anyway.
For sure. So that's week 1, pretty much, give or take.
And now week 2, the Twisted Twin Trials.
Twisted Twin Tiebreak Trials. This was popular last year or the year before, I don't remember. And a lot of people liked it, so we decided to bring it back.
Yes, this actually uses the tiebreak flags, which we use if within 1 second, or if we end up with an actual tie going into the playoffs or in the championship race. So most of the flags that make things go faster are on, including the alternate win condition of Three's Company, where you can take the princess to the Dragon Lord to achieve victory. However, Cursed Princess is off. So that's one way of making it so basically, somebody can't just go into the treasury, get a gold grind or a chest glitch onto a cursed belt, walk into the basement, and do all of that in one go, like starting hurt more. It could be pretty crazy. So this is going to guarantee to make it a little bit longer, but it is best of 2. We decide who gets the points for the race by handing out fake points during the first 2 races, and then time is what matters in the tie breaks. So there you go.
Yep, so no 3 to 5 minute wins in this one. We should at least get some 15-minute races.
I have seen somebody win in less than 5 minutes since we've had this out.
Really? Oh.
Yes, shout outs to Rye Guy. Probably not going to happen again.
Okay, week 3. We've got Chaos Confusion, the fun stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of... to answer our question really quick in chat, the way it works is if whoever is in last place gets 10 minutes added on to third place time if they don't finish, or that's also their max. So there is an actual limit. But anyway, moving on to week 3, sorry. Chaos Confusion. This is where, when people talk about the old Chaos flags, this is where this first starts to creep in with random monster stats, experience, and gold. So every enemy is going to be a unique experience.
Yeah, so as Scarlet pointed out, there could be a slime that back attacks you for 96 damage, just because. And it could have 1 XP and 1 gold.
Right. Finding a reliable enemy to fight to gain levels is very important in that. Of course, you won't know how much you're going to need without talking to the king because we have random experience requirements, although hopefully that won't go too crazy with very fast experience, but you never know. I've seen these flags and still needed 50 experience to get to level 2.
Oh, for sure, and you could, in the later levels, end up with, you need 3,000 experience or still 10,000. I mean, it's fast, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything with random.
Right. And we also have random shop prices, which means it's very likely you're going to find something pretty easy early on. Won't have to worry too much. So keep an eye on that. What you might be able to pick up a broadsword or a silver shield or something for under 100 gold. Also, Short Sharlock. One of the things about the Chaos enemies that can be a little bit crazy is Sharlock itself, because the enemies you find in there can... however the game determines the 10 hardest enemies to assign to Sharlock in the Sharlock groups, they can have 255 strength or 255 agility or 255 hit points, and it can be pretty chaotic, but we'll have Short Sharlock on here. So the only case in which you're really going to have to do anything with Sharlock is the random but possible situation where armor or sword could be in deep Sharlock, but not in the basement. That can happen. Let's just hope it doesn't.
Yep, this is also a position round, which means we just take our first 4 players in order of points, put them together, the next 4, put those together, and so on.
Absolutely, man. We do have our first of our new beta flags, Easy Sharlock. will augment the run formula and all enemies that will be inside of Sharlock. Basically, to kind of do the math, it'll be something along the lines of about a 10% chance per run attempt. It really depends on how bad they are, but it'll make them a little bit easier, but you might not notice because they'll be chaos enemies and you won't know what their agility is anyway.
Okay, week 4, we've got vanilla-ish.
Yes, there's a few things very specific to vanilla here. We have the map itself is vanilla. The zone boundaries are vanilla, but the zones themselves are not. You will still have 0, 1, and 2 next to wherever Tantagel starts, but Tantagel could be in the starting co-location or the starting Remolder location, or it could be terrible and be in Cantlin.
Yeah, Cantlin's the fun one. It could also be down where the original Jerk Cave is, which is the complete other side.
And another one that can be potentially unpleasant is North Swamp, because you have something like 12 to 14 damage, or maybe a little bit more than that, you have to take just to get out. But yeah, it could be bad. But there's some other interesting things. Vanilla weapon shops, the shops are identical to how they are in the vanilla game. So Cantlin has almost everything. If I remember right, doesn't Cantlin not have a hand axe, but has every other item in the game?
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up. But you can look that up and have that knowledge beforehand. Vanilla spell learning will make the game very directed. Heal more, very late. Hurt more, extraordinarily late. See hurt more. Ideally, won't see her more. You don't really want to have to go too much beyond 17. We will have the speedy stuff attached to this, speed hacks and fast text. But tied in with all of this is that the rewards for monsters are going to be randomized but consistent. So with the exception of 2 or 3 specific enemies, their experience in gold is going to be slightly randomized from what it normally is.
Right, so Goldmen are actually worth it in some cases here, and Metal Slimes not always.
Yeah, metal slimes are normally like 40 to 60 experience, probably not going to do much for you. Golems are terrible. They're worth less than Goldmen, I think, on average. And that means like 70 experience, and that is not pleasant. So these seeds, you really don't want to see gold, or you don't really want to ever fight golems if you can avoid it.
Of course, the big one here, and the one I forgot to look at the last time I practiced this, was random dungeon rotation. So have your maps ready, because you could walk into Swamp Cave and literally go east to west instead of north to south.
Right. It's a little bit disorienting, but at least it's not with, not tied into a stair shuffle. So you don't have to worry about the double whammy there.
True indeed. Also we have some resources for this. You can pull up a map of the vanilla map, an image of the vanilla map that is gridded off, so that if you do have your count, you can your coordinates, you can count them based on the grid, and just make sure you know how many spaces are in each block in the grid. That really helps.
Yeah, though my experience, I would say over half the time you wind up just getting coordinates close enough to Tantagel. You might as well just count them anyway. But we probably won't see a whole lot of princess rescues in this one.
Indeed. All right, week 5. Favorite of yours, I believe, Advanced Standard Plus.
Well, more or less. But yes, we have stair shuffle, random chest locations, and treasure guards. All 3 added in. We also have heal and hurt before more, which means that I believe the way it works is if heal or hurt spell rolls later than heal more or hurt more, the game flips them. So you're more likely to not get an early heal more or hurt more in those flags.
Of course, you could get heal and heal more on the same level, but it's not common.
Right. This is the one that as we've been practicing for this, we've seen a lot of long ones. So we added in the speed hacks there. It is a small map. It is fast experience, but this is one where it's really designed to kind of, put your teeth against the grinder here. Really have to to play well to beat your opponents. It's very unlikely you're going to stumble into anything that's going to give you a massive advantage early on.
We also have Easy Sharlock in this one. This brings in one, if not two, new additions from the beta version of the randomizer. The biggest one is armor cannot be in Sharlock.
Correct, and I believe yes, that accomplishes a couple of things. The other thing here with Easy Sharlock is in this flag set that applies specifically to Red Dragons, Armor Knights, and Stonemen. Again, it reduces their effective run block by about 25%. So for the most part, around 80 agility, you have an extra 10 to 14% run chance every time you run. It should be useful when it comes to stair shuffle, because if you have to start diving stuff outside of Sharlock, you're going to run into some of them going through Sharlock floors.
And this is also a position round, so we've had our 4 weeks of points. Positions will be, again, we'll take 1st to 4th place, 5th to 8th, and we'll work it all out. And whoever is in the top 16 after week 5 will make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, so it's and then we look into the actual playoffs here. Week 6, random percent, the true chaos. We see the formation of the league right up there. Almost every flag starts off as tri-stated, with our players getting the chance to pick 2 to turn on or off.
Right, we've seen commonly that Cursed Princess is turned on or off. We've seen Death Necklace on or off, Stair Shuffle on or off. And what you do here is you pick your flags, and if that flag is tri-stated and say you picked, I don't know, Stair Shuffle off and I pick Stair Shuffle on, Stair Shuffle goes straight back to tri-state and can be either or.
Yes, and it's important. This is done blindly. You will not see what any other players pick. You will not know until I don't remember how early we do it before it's rolled, but it's a little bit before the seed is rolled. We let you know about what the actual choices are.
A couple of hours, maybe, I think.
Yeah, so you will have some knowledge of what it's going to be, so you can't turn off Death Necklace and not let anybody else know. Like they'll see it.
Stair Shuffle turned off twice. Stairs don't exist in the game at all. Sure, why not?
And then week 17, the also I didn't update this one. I apologize. The seeding there is incorrect. We'll be doing the top from A and D, and the second place from B and C in one group, and then the other people will be in the other group. That's something we fixed. I forgot to fix. Sorry, CyberDart.
Minor stuff. We've got it all written down in our spreadsheet that we will release later on to all the groups.
Right, but this is the semifinals. Again, it will be 2 groups of 4. The top 2 from each group moves on to the finals. These flags do not look super complicated, but some of them carry a ton of weight. The biggest one's right there. No Numbers and Big Swamp.
Woo! Yeah, these flags are the most fun. Everything is unknown. For the good runners, or the runners that have been around a while, I guess, you can figure some of it out as you're going, but it's still, you don't know your stats for sure until you walk into the Dragonlord 2 fight.
Yes, and alongside of that, we've picked a few other fun ones to go along with it. Tri-stated summer sale, so you might have discounts on things, but you don't know which ones they are, and you won't know until you try to buy them. And the other one was, we have random monster experiencing gold, but consistent again. So very much like week 4, the enemy stats will be slightly randomized. So you can still get a little idea. Like if you're fighting a Star Wyvern and you see it's only giving 2 digits worth of experience instead of 3, they probably rolled down. But you're not going to have a very good feel for what the values are, and that's going to make it quite a challenge.
And of course, with Big Swamp, we always like to do this one stipulation. It's not a flag in the game, but we watch it anyway. If you get Erdrick's armor within 5 minutes of starting the game, we will stop you and re-roll the seed.
Yeah, so it's very
get out of Tangential easily.
Yes, it's a stipulation we've bought and paid for by Big Swamp, and they have insisted that we do this.
And of course, we're going to oblige. Now, week 8.
Yes, week 8 is actually 2 parts, the grand finals. The winner of this is determined by an aggregate score from both races. So this is you can lose the first race and still have a chance to, depending on how things turn out, still have a chance to get into a tiebreaker for through race 2. And we've seen that happen a couple of years ago. So very, very possible that that can. We actually had a 3-way tie, right? In
Yeah, sounds
2021.
familiar. I think we did, yeah.
I think it was Angel, Dr. Mr. Holmes, although he was just Mr. Holmes back then, and High Spirits. And I think Holmes won that.
Maybe?
All I remember is that DK was also in that race, but he didn't make the last one.
So the first race is Holy Protection. Permanent Repel, which is always fun.
Yes, this is our only permanent repel, except for the. I don't remember if it can be on in week 6. I think it's not. I think it's disabled for week 6. So this is the only time we're going to see this. This means that anytime you run into an enemy, you will automatically repel them if you would normally have the repel spell up. Of course, that means having the repel spell is useless.
And also, armor cannot be in Sharlock, so you're likely to pick it up while wandering somewhere, which is going to boost your defense a lot and start repelling enemies a lot earlier.
Yeah, a lot of what you see in this sort of flag set, and then I should also add, it does have the chaos enemies in it, so chaos enemy stats, chaos, all of that. So you're not going to have a really good feel of what you're repelling. Also, the heal and hurt before more flag is set up to try to postpone you getting hurt more, to just make it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, with random enemy stats and permanent repel, it's nice in one sense, but at the same time, you could get your enemies that are giving you your 255 experience or whatever the value would be, repelled very early because they're very weak.
Right, and in this flag set, you might see, like, if armor is really easy to get to, like it's just sitting in Stone's Cave next to Tantagel or something, you might see people sell it or reset to not get it early on because they don't want to repel those things. Because again, with chaos enemies, the stats don't always make sense. You might have a 255 attack enemy with 255 hit points, and you might have a 1 hit point enemy with 10 attack and gives 255 experience. And the moment you start repelling them because they're terrible attack, they're gone forever.
So week 8 race 2, which will be the final race unless a tiebreaker is needed, is the kitchen sink, which is pretty much everything turned on, I think.
Yes, I think I forgot to delete one out of this one too. I believe we deleted rotating dungeons from this group due to the possibility of a soft lock between stair shuffle, random chest locations, and rotating dungeons. So you can ignore that one. But everything else on there, almost every flag that is possible is on here. We just showed you some of the highlights. The actual link itself just goes completely hog in there. And again, almost everything you could put on is in there, especially that big no hurt more, meaning you're going to have to figure out a way to beat this seed without getting any sort of early hurt more or even getting it at all.
Of course, you still get hurt, but you just can't do it more.
Yeah, if you see hurt more in the seed, it's going to be because the enemy is lighting you up with it.
Oh yeah, no hurt more doesn't mean that the enemies can't have it, just means you can't have it. And we don't get DL2 breath either, so,
Right. So you have to, weapon matters a lot. Finding a way to fight, using those smart sleep strats, that sort of thing, all very important. And the winner of that race, the winner of, both of those races, the overall points champion will be our champion. I believe last year that was Angel FM, who finished second in the first race and then won the second.
Yep. Okay, the moment you've all been waiting for. We've got 10 groups of 4. We're going to pull them up one at a time, speak a little bit about them. And I'm sorry, I rolled this. I rolled a d20, it hit 17. I randomized our list 17 times. This is how it turned out. I screwed myself over for week one, so it's all good.
All right, drum roll. Our first group, Venicus, who was in Winter League last year. I think that was the first we saw of him. Ratliff the Rat, who the same thing was in Winter League last year, managed to get all the way to the quarterfinals, made the playoffs. Nimin Va, that is the way he put his name into the sign up. So that's what we got. And Scarlet Shadow, who also came very close to making the playoffs last year in Winter League, where he started as well. And Nim's been around forever, so very interesting group.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to watching this group. I think they've all got a decent chance of getting some points here. All right, Group 2, we have Ryguy 3745, the Seawolf 1, Jay Coper, and Beef Supreme TV.
This one's interesting because Beef's still pretty new. I think his first tournament was Summer Tourney. But Ryguy, Seawolf, and Jay Coper have been involved with Dragon Warrior Randomizer for many years now. So this is going to be a real interesting one just because of the dynamic between three old guard.
Yeah, I really can't say who could take the top spot here. Ryguy practices weekly. The Seawolf has been in a bunch of races and is a good racer. Jay Coper's been around since the beginning, I believe. And Beef has been doing good on his own. So, again, another decent group to watch.
And I believe both Ryguy and Jay Coper did make the playoffs last year. I think Ryguy was in with me, and both lost into the quarterfinals, though.
Group 3, Monsieur Slime, Bob Pineapple MD, Hate 13, and Centroid 41. Again, all decent racers here.
Yeah, I believe this is Hate's first tournament. He was talking before. He's looking forward to seeing who he's going to lose to. But Monsieur Slime and Centroid 41 have been around for a long time as well. Bob Pineapple did, what did he do? He was in this tournament last year, and I think he ended up a couple of points out, but had a chance to qualify in the last race. Then finished runner-up in random percent tournament we had afterward, and made it to the quarterfinal. Or no, he made it to the round of 16 in the standard tourney. So definitely someone to be considered a contender.
Indeed. Group 4, we have Silly Dabbit, RG365, Oog, and High Spirits.
Yeah, this group's pretty interesting. You have High Spirits, who he's been around forever, former tourney winner here. Definitely somebody who you would always be like, if High Spirits wins, you're not surprised, sort of situation. And then you have Silly Dabbit, second tournament. Oog was in the tournament last year, and I believe this is RG365's first. And so we'll see. There's three players with a little less experience, and then the one guy who might have the most experience.
Yep, no, as was pointed out to me earlier, it is random, or it's a randomizer tournament. We've got a lot of weird flags, so it's kind of up in the air, right? Anyone could take it just by different exploration. But again, another good match or another good team to watch. You can have this one. I don't like this one.
And Group 5, we have defending champion Angel FM. I believe he's won 4 tournaments now. Diabetes the second, who has been I can't even talk. The chat's great. Beta Strep and Cyberdart. So that is probably our group of death here in week 1.
Beta, I look forward to challenging you for 3rd or 4th place.
We do have to remember Beta Strep made the finals last year, actually won the first race. So let's not get too down. Diabetes, I believe, was in the semifinals the last 2 years in the tournament. And then, there's Angel, who is pretty much dominating DWR right now. Won 2 out of the last 3 winter leagues, defending summer tourney champion. If you look at the race time boards, I think his name's at the top of everything except for the co-op.
Oh, it won't be long. You'll have that too. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting one for week 1. Again, I'm not really looking forward to it. I think Angel and Diabetes. And I mean, we've all been around a while. Angel and Diabetes are doing really good in it. Beta Strip knows how to play the game. He's been doing a lot of vanilla runs lately. And I mean, I've been in the finals in one Winter League, so we'll see what happens.
I think we're all definitely going to be looking forward to that one, though, except for you, maybe.
Hey, look, your name is here. We've got Aaron 2U2, Stags 28, Ziggy, and Mand.
Yeah, hard for me to say much because I'm in this one, but hey, it's two of my rivals in this one, and then Stags, who was probably the one of the we play race against the most. So amazing.
Yep, Mand's been around for a couple years. Ziggy as well, I believe. And well, all of you have been just a couple of years, I think. But again, all good players. Some of you have been in playoffs in different races. It's another very, very interesting group.
Yeah, I am looking forward to it. And now Group 7, Tilo, our 2021 Summer Tournament champion, I had to remember, and finalist from last year, Sandcraft 05 in his first tournament, Fry Teeth in his first tournament, and Yakko Wacko 20.
So Yakko Wacko's been around a couple of years as well, as is Fry Teeth. Sandcraft, yeah, new name to me, and Tilo again, former standard champion. He's runner it up. He's been playing this a long time. I think Tilo only had one loss in the standard tournament in the summer, maybe.
Oh, my apologies, Fry Teeth. I'm sorry. But there you go. Semis in 2020. You are, yeah, so that is definitely going to be an interesting group then to see what happens. I know Sandcraft has been playing a lot of casual standard races and has been performing really well. So would not be surprised to see him pick these non-standard ones up really quick too.
Cool. Again, I mean, all these matches are so good. And if I click in the right screen, we have Group 8. Big Slamu, Sausage Link, Jbrun, and Guelph 35.
Another interesting combination of people. Big Slamu is fresh off of his third place finish in the summer tourney. He's pretty much just like consistently been at the top. Just hasn't quite punched the ticket in. Sausage Link, I believe, in the 2021 summer tournament, got to the quarterfinals and ended up, I think, qualifying fourth when it came to brackets for that. Last year, ended up finishing 1 point off. Now, Slamu lost in the quarterfinals last year, too. Guelph 35 has been near the top of some of these tournaments at times, too. And Jay Brun is new, but seems to be picking up stuff pretty well. So we're looking forward to see what he can do.
All right, group number 9, we have Karant, Jeff, Dr. Mr. Holmes, and Tristal MTG.
All right, Krant's second tournament. He was with us last year during Winter League as well. Jif has did extremely well in the summer tournament, undefeated in his group, and I think he ended up losing in the round of 16 to Ziggy in the French Canadian quarter. Dr. Mr. Holmes, I believe, is a 4-time champion. You know, just
Holmes has been around a long time too, as has Tristal.
Yeah, Tristal's been around forever. Always a threat. Always curious to see how far he can get. I think he made the he made the quarters last year. Holmes made it to semifinals before he got knocked out.
There you go. Holmes won so many times he had a doctor to his name. All right, so we have one group left. So if you haven't seen your name, this is where you are. Edge, Ladab, DK9146, and Zarnax42.
Another very interesting group. There is Edge Talvaron, who made the playoffs. No, he actually, excuse me, last year ended up, I think, missing out by 1 point. Ladab was in the tournament last year, I think, at the beginning and had to withdraw, but made it into the summer tourney and did fairly well. DK9146, our 2021 standard tourney champion, 2022 random cup champion, and definitely a threat. And Zarnax42, who I don't know exactly what his history is in the tournament, but I know he is somebody who can beat anybody on any day.
Yeah, another big group. No, really hard to pick who's going to win that one.
So, chat, which one of these groups is the scariest group to you? Which one would you not want to be in? Throw out the numbers in chat.
Yeah, I don't want to be in Group 5, but oh well. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I think Angel's scaring everybody away.
Well, the good news is that this is 1 week, and then week 2 we do this again, and you have 3 completely different opponents, assuming we can figure out how to do that. And then yeah, that's how it goes the first 2 weeks. Week 3, we go by the point total, sort it, and you get in groups based off of that. So if 4 people have won 2 races, they all wind up in group number 1. Week 4 winds up being, again, randomized like this, and then week 5 is ranked once more to just really test everyone's mettle there at the end.
When it comes to the second and fourth week, I guess the other 2 randomized weeks, we're going to try not to have any rematches. Might not be completely possible, but we'll play with as much as we can and try not to get any rematches for those weeks. So everyone gets a different taste of everyone in the tournament. Right now, again, we've got races can start as early as tonight, but for restreaming, it's probably going to be tomorrow. We'll try to get every race restreamed as much as we can. It may not be entirely possible. You have until next Saturday? I think it's Saturday to get your matches in. We'll help out if we need, or if need be. And then we'll start the second week. We'll reveal the groups probably same time next Sunday.
Right, and yeah, so you will all be gaining access to your groups in the Discord, where you can talk amongst each other and figure out when you want to do these. And I think how do we do that again? Just literally just tell us when you're going to have the time, and then we go from there.
Yep, so this is the sheet you'll be seeing for scheduling. This will be available to everyone probably later on tonight. Our groups are laid out. We'll enter your race dates when you let us know. We'll get a crew together and we'll restream them. I believe they're going to be restreamed on DW Randomizer and possibly RPG Limit Break, if need be.
I think RPG Limit Break is out for this week, but I think after this we might be able to get some over there.
Right, I think they have Questing for Glory this week, I believe.
As I really wish High Spirits good luck with Questing for Glory, and that hopefully he can find time to actually do his race.
Yep. We will restream what we can. If we can't restream, what we started doing last summer and during the Random Percent tournament, I think, was if you guys record your races, send us a link. We will download those races and we will play them whenever we get a chance. Maybe sans commentary, but we will show what we can as much as we can.
Absolutely. So any other questions, feel free to ask in the Discord. Any post in the general thread or the Winter League thread, or don't direct message people if you don't have to. But there is a race tonight. It'll be at 8 o'clock. We will cut here in a little bit. There'll be some silence. You can just leave it here on the channel, and it'll boot right back up right about 8 o'clock for the standard race, the weekly standard, which is happening at 8 o'clock. Anything else, Cyberdark?
No, I think that's good. Like you said, we'll have people thrown in groups shortly. I would say, by the look of it, somebody's already working on that. Must be Archfield or Zarnax or High Spirits. I don't know. Somebody's working on it. So you'll be in your groups sometime tonight, and you'll get links to all this stuff, and we'll do what we can. How can one volunteer? We have a link in a channel somewhere. Go over to the DWR Discord, which Aaron just popped up, and it's not working. There we go. Go to that link, join the Discord. You'll see some channels. Ping it in me if you want to volunteer, and we'll do what we can for you.
Yeah, always looking for volunteers, and we'll help you out however we can.
All right, and with that, I think we'll cut shortly. I'll probably leave the music running for a few minutes, and then Camion Renikai is going to be streaming the weekly race, which I assume there's a room open for.
Yep, it's all ready, so go ahead and sign up right now. Do it. Or watch Cyberdark as he clicks on it.
and the internet is slow. And there we go. Standard Flags race is open. 7 entrants already. Join in. It's standard race. No flags similar to what we're doing now, but it's what we do Sundays. Have fun with it.
Yep. And yeah, so we'll look forward to hearing tonight. If not, just stay tuned, and we'll try to get these announced as soon as we can inside of the Discord. Daily announcements, and you can always look at the tracker inside of the Discord to know when and where things are going.
And with that, I think I'll just swap it over to a loading screen and wait for Camion. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the race.
Peace.